Yes, God, family. Go live here. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let me do a mic check. Alright, so I had to get creative with my microphone because it's being kind of weird. So guess what? One thing that I do not lack is creativity. All right, so we're going to end this music. All right, Yes God family, can everyone hear me? I want to make sure because I have these microphones and they work really well. However, I wasn't sure which one was attached to which phone because I got a lot going on right now. And so I just want to double check and make sure. Okay, everybody can hear me clearly. Yes, God. All right, and I would love to know where everyone is tuning in from. If you don't know me, if this is your first time meeting me, or if you've seen me and you still don't know me, my name is Megan. I am the CEO and founder of Yes God Wellness, which is a holistic health brand dedicated to the mind, body, and spirit connection, also dedicated to helping you remember that you are already one with God. You don't need anything external to confirm or validate that. Yes, God. So today we are going to be talking about the concept of anti-mediocrity. Anti-mediocrity. Okay. Seattle, yes, God. You know how to make it work. You are amazing. Release all fear and share this message. Yes, God. Los Angeles. Yay. Okay, so we got a lot of West Coast people here. Yes, God. And wherever you are watching this from, if you are catching the replay of this, please feel free to drop in the comments where you are from, where you are at. I am from Rochester, New York, but I am currently residing in North Carolina, and I love it here. Yes, God. All right, so I want to talk about the concept of living an anti-mediocre life. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's very important for all of us to understand and know, Georgia, yes, God, Georgia. It's important for all of us to understand and know that we actually have a divine purpose, a divine assignment on this earth in our particular season. And sometimes when you hear people talk about purposes, you think that it's just one overarching purpose for your whole life. And your purpose actually changes as you change. So as you have more experiences, as you become more wise, as you experience more trauma, more betrayal, more pain, you typically become more capable of different assignments. And so based on how you are navigating your life experiences, your assignment and your purpose will typically grow with that. So it is important to understand that and to know that we are not designed to have a mediocre existence. We are not designed to just settle. Yes, God, TikTok, thank you for liking the live. We're not designed to settle. We are designed to be here to be vessels of God on this earth. And yesterday we talked about how that doesn't always mean doing more or adding more. A lot of times it means doing less and adding less and removing our attention and our focus away from the outside world as much so that we can be still and know that we have all of the answers, all of the ideas, all of the connections, all of the opportunities, all of the perspectives inside of ourselves to view ourselves in a way that is loving, that is kind, that is respectful, that is boundaried, because the way that we interact and conceive of ourselves is the way that we conceive of others. Okay, so that being said, I was listening to Michael Beckwith this morning on Agape Live, and he was talking about God does not call the qualified, God qualifies the called. And that was amazing. And then I thought of, you know what? God doesn't just qualify the called are who call out to God. So we have to understand that we are in a co-creative process with God, and that we have to be willing first. Okay. We are already here by God's grace. All of our supply and all of our abundance is coming from God, whether that be our health, whether that be our breath, right? That's the first and most basic way that we know that we are here by grace, because our heart is beating and our lungs are cycling air in and out without any input from us, any conscious input. While we're sleeping, everything that needs to function in our bodies is functioning. That is by grace. That is not because we earned it. That is not because we had to prove it. That is not because of anything else other than God's grace. So understanding that we are here through God's grace, and all of the things that we have access to are also by God's grace, because we can have a tendency of confusing the channel with the source. Okay, we may think that the job is the source of my money. The clients are the source of my money. Yes, thank you, God. This is the source of this. My relationship is the source of love. My children are the source of my happiness. No, they all of those things are channels that the source comes through. So God is coming through channels in our lives. And God is even coming through those channels that may not feel good. Even the pain, even the grief, even the loss, even the betrayal, those things are also channels for us to understand that we don't need anything other than the God within us to be able to navigate, to be able to transmute those feelings, those painful emotions, that trauma. All of those things are transmutable into God's good. So first, recognizing the difference between source and the supply and the channel of the supply. Okay. And being willing to acknowledge, because our ego wants to take over and take credit for everything. Well, I'm self-made and I did this and I did that, and it's because of my actions. And it's not to discredit our actions. We need our actions. We need our ego. Yeah, I would love for y'all to keep tapping that live. What's up, y'all? I know I'm looking cute today or whatever, but y'all can still be tapping. Like, dang. Can I see some love? Can I hear some love? Or you guys just, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for liking the live, because that lets me know that you are here, you're with me, you're listening, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you. And yeah. But yes, God. So it's okay for us to understand that we are co-creating with God. You're just listening. That's okay. I understand. Greetings from Tahoe. Bless up and expect God's grace in our life. Yes, God. Accept, not expect, accept it, because it's already here. We don't have to expect what is already here. It is already here right now. Yes, God. Thank you. So understanding that there is a difference between the source of our supply and the channel of our supply. Okay. And not confusing the two, not making channels into the source, not prioritizing and elevating and putting channels of supply on a pedestal. Because the moment we put something on the pedestal is the moment we are setting it up to fail and to fall. Okay. So being clear about that, right? And so the divine order of things is for us to first understand that everything we desire and could ever need is within us. Yes. Thank you for tapping that live Instagram. Yes, God. Nice top. Very colorful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so understanding that, because we've been trained and programmed, right, through capitalism, through society, through productivity and hard work and no pain, no gain, and all these other colloquialisms that we have been trained about, we are taught to seek things external from us. We're taught to seek money. We're taught to seek relationships. We're taught to seek material, houses, cars, clothes, bags, jewelry, all the things, right? And there's nothing wrong with desiring to have those things, but prioritizing them over our inner state is where the suffering happens, right? Because there are plenty of people who are walking around with all of those things, with nice cars, nice houses, nice, they look nice, right? If from the outside looking in, it looks like they should be very happy. However, they are very, very miserable because our joy is not found in external things, right? Our peace is not found in external things. So divine order, right? Divine order is now established in our mind, body, and affairs. Yes, God, thank you for tapping that live. Divine order is that we prioritize our inner state first. Yes, Evelyn. I love to see Evelyn because Evelyn just gets that finger going. Get it going. Yes, God. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for whoever is just following me on TikTok. I can't see the names. Is it a major echo? Okay. So let me change my mics around because like I said, I was having some issues with them. How about now? Is there still an echo? Because I will go get another spoon. Hopefully this is still sounding okay. Is better now? Is better now or it's still sounding like an echo? Let me know. Let me know, TikTok. There's no echo or it's not better now. There's still an echo. No echo. Slight echo, but it's better. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Let's try this. Because I want to make sure the sound is really good, especially for people who are going to be listening to this later. Hold on. Change is coming. Okay, how about now? It's much better now? Okay. Yes, God. All right, so I'm going to hold this over here. Well, I really don't want to hold that because I'm a hand talker. All right. So divine order sounds good to you. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Evelyn, for continuing to tap in that live. So divine order, right, means that we are not prioritizing the external first. We are prioritizing the internal first. What is my emotional state? Am I able to view life with a sense of gratitude, or am I constantly complaining? Am I able to view life and be at peace no matter what's happening in my life, or do the circumstances of my life, are they able to toss and turn me around? Okay, this is divine order. Prioritizing that is most important, because when we're not prioritizing that, we are living in mediocrity. Okay, because most people associate financial and material success with being successful as a person. And that is not what makes a successful person. A successful person is living a life of integrity. A successful person is living a life of joy and gratitude and inner peace. A successful person is not depending on substances, whether it be weed, whether it be alcohol, whether it be drugs, whether it be food, whether it be scrolling, okay? A successful person does not need anything outside of themselves to feel good. All right. So being clear on what the definition of success is, because this society will tell us that success is about what you have, when really success is about who you are being. Yes, God. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Letitia. I see you over on Facebook. Yes, God. And so just to take a quick moment to hear, I just realized that I hate myself so much to the point my anxiety is due to being hard on myself. Yes. And so the beautiful, wonderful opportunity that you have is to decide, you know what? I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. I'm going to forgive myself for treating myself poorly. Because the more that you can start to forgive yourself for how you treat yourself, the more that you can begin to forgive others. And the more that you let yourself off the hook, you can start to let others off the hook. And I promise you, when you start to let other people off the hook and you start to let yourself off the hook, you are creating so much energetic space within you that you are going to become a vessel that God can use to shine your big, bright light out into this world. Because we all have a big, bright light that needs to be shined into this world, okay? I do have a community called the Quantum Prayer Circle. This is what we are focused on in there. Someone asked, how do I forgive myself? I have a course on forgiveness inside the Quantum Prayer Circle, okay? And ways that you can forgive yourself are, it depends. It depends on the person, right? But there are overarching things. First of all, understanding that forgiveness is not condoning. Forgiveness does not mean that we are okay with what happened, that we condone with what happened, that we approved what happened. Forgiveness means that I am no longer going to allow this thing to have power and block the blessings that God has for me from coming to me. Okay, so it's really a reframe of your perspective. And just to say, the Quantum Prayer Circle, we love to have you. We are growing and growing every day. We have daily live calls every single day where we come together. We share our good news for the day. We focus on the gratitude that we have for the day. And it has just been amazing. Next Sunday, a week from today, we are doing the Right Place, Right Time workshop inside the Quantum Prayer Circle. If you don't want to join, that's fine. You can still be a part of the masterclass. It is an investment. It's $111 for the masterclass. But if you join the Quantum Prayer Circle for $44 a month, you invest in yourself $44 a month, you have access daily live to this community. You will have access to the masterclass and the daily prayers, the weekly self-concept rampages, the courses on forgiveness, the 7-day identity reset. I mean, it's really generous. Okay, there's a lot inside the community, and there are so many people inside that are being transformed through the renewing of their minds, because that is how we renew ourselves. That is how we forgive, is we do it through our minds, right? Because we are operating in awareness. Everything that we experience is based on our awareness. Yes, Shantae, thank you for confirming that. Join the Quantum Prayer Circle. Lives are being changed in every way. Oops. Lives are being changed in every way. Yes, God. Yes. Shantae is one of our beautiful members inside the prayer circle, and it has been absolutely incredible. Yay. Makisha's here too. Our blessings are paid in full. We are healed. We are free. Yes, God. It's all karmic now. Okay. Yes, God. That is one perspective. Yes. So understanding the divine order of things, right? The divine order is that what I can conceive of first in my mind is what I will begin to see in my circumstance. All right. What I am focusing on, what am I giving my attention to, whatever I am paying attention to and expecting and being very convicted about is what I am going to, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we want to be intentional about starting to be convicted and expecting wonderful, amazing, beautiful things to happen through us, not just to us. And that's another shift, is that life is just not about us. Life is about us being a vessel and a channel for God's love and light to shine through. Does accepting a scary thought make it less effective? Yes, 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 yes. Acceptance is one of the key reframes. Accepting, you know what? I hear you, ego. I hear you, mind, that you're trying to protect me, that you're trying to keep me safe, that this thought may have been something at one time that served me. But now we have decided to allow God to lead us. We have decided to surrender being in control, needing to know how it's all going to work out, needing to know the address before we are willing to take the first step in that direction. All right. So understanding that we are in a co-creative process with God, and that whatever we are giving our attention to, whatever we're giving our awareness to, whatever we are focusing on is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and we will eventually see it come to pass. Now, there is a lag, there is a delay between what we decide and what we focus on and when it comes to pass. Sometimes that can be shortened, sometimes it can be lengthened. It really has to do with your conviction, and also how much resistance are you having to the thing. Because it's one thing to say affirmations and say all the things, but deep down inside, you're really like, I don't believe it. This is bullshit. This is not going to happen. This is not for me. Like, I know something bad is always around the corner for me. The other shoe is going to drop. So you have to start to understand that repetition, even if you don't believe it, and that's okay, because the mind is used to being resistant. The mind wants to be so resistant to everything, and this is why it's important to put it in its proper place. The mind is a good worker. It is not a good manager. I feel better to accept, but my mind reminds me in order to protect me. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you for liking the live. So what we're going to be talking about is in the right time, right place, right time masterclass, is that our identity shifts in phases. Like I said, there is a lag time between when we decide something different that we want for ourselves, when we start to become that person, and then when that circumstance actually follows suit. Thank you, everybody, for liking the live. I really, really appreciate you. Okay. So understand that it moves in phases. Okay. So when we can respect the phases and not quit and give up when we don't see the change happen immediately, right? We have to have patience because this society has trained us to have everything instant gratification. Oh, I can order my groceries. I want them in an hour. I can order Amazon. I want it tomorrow. I can order this. I want it this. And shifting your identity and changing your reality is not like that. It's not Burger King, have it your way. Okay. It is, I am planning a feast and I am going to make sure that all the little pieces of the feast are there. Sometimes I need to have some pickled onions. I need to let those marinate for a couple weeks. Sometimes I need to have, this particular thing that needs to go through this process. Okay. So we have to understand and we have to be willing to be still and know that even in the waiting, even in the lag time, that things are shifting, things are happening. Yes, just like the grocery online and this feeling, oh no, leave me right now. Exactly. We have to be willing to sit with uncomfortable feelings, which is why acceptance is so powerful. Because when we can say, you know what, this feels really bad. I don't like this. I don't like my life. I don't like what I've been involved in. I don't like what the results have been. I'm not satisfied with the money I'm making. I'm not satisfied with the connections I have. I'm not satisfied with the impact I'm having, right? It's okay to say that, admit that, accept that. That can exist at the same time as, but I'm super grateful that I'm here. But I'm so grateful that God is continuing to allow me to wake up every day. But I'm so grateful that I have a roof over my head, even if I wish it was a different roof. I'm so grateful to be able to get around, even if I wish I was able to get around in something different. I'm so grateful to be able to look in the mirror and see this beautiful body that God has gifted me, even if it's not looking the way that I want it to look right now. So those two things, or 20 or infinite things, can coexist. So gratitude is the anchor, right? This is the difference between living in mediocrity and then living in God, living in our divinity, in our God self, is being able to stay grounded in gratitude even when it's shitty, even when I don't like it, even when this is not what the fuck is up. I don't like this. This is not where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to get away from here ASAP. The way that you get away from your circumstances ASAP is you accept them and you be okay with them now. Because the more that you fight them, the more that you try to force and the more that you try to impose your will on them, the more energetic resistance you are actually tethering them to you. All right. So I'm big into energy and the way that energy works. Yes, TikTok for liking this live. Look, Evelyn is getting me right over here over on Yes God Wellness. She's got me up to 5K. My bigger page with 30K something followers only has me at 2K. I know y'all fingers work faster than that. Yes, keep tapping. Thank you. Yes, God. It's free, y'all. It's free to tap. See what I'm saying? You got what you need in you right now to compensate me in this moment. Just give me some likes. That's all. Just give me some likes. Just show me some love. I love seeing these hearts. Yes, Instagram. Thank you. Yes, God. And so just like we can do something for free right now, right? We don't always have to be giving of money. We can be giving of kindness. We can be giving of love. We can be giving of compassion. We can be giving of things. See, everyone, when you think about abundance and giving and receiving, the mind wants to immediately go to money. It's not all about money. Like I was talking about yesterday, the free becomes the paid. When you start doing things because you genuinely want to care and you genuinely want to help and you genuinely want to support people, those are the things that you begin getting paid for. Okay. But you got to understand that there can be a lag sometimes. Sometimes you have to be known for a thing before people are willing to pay you for it. Sometimes you have to be willing to offer it for free so that people begin to know, like, and trust you before they begin to pay you for it. Okay. So don't always look for how can I make a quick buck? No, look for how can I be of service? How can I be helpful? How can I shine a light right now? All right. And sometimes the way that we can be loving, kind, and helpful is to never talk to people again. Let's be clear. All right. This is not always love and light. Sometimes it's boundaries. Sometimes it's saying no. Sometimes it's saying enough is enough. That is a way that we can show people that we care about them by not giving them the opportunity to treat us poorly anymore. All right. Right. I like to speak life over people. I think that's a gift. Yes. Yes. So when you're walking down the street, show love to all the beautiful abundance that you have around you. God, I thank you for that home. I thank you for the people who were able to magnetize this home in their experience. I thank you for this car driving by. I hope everything is going well in their life. I thank you for that flower. I hope that it's had a beautiful existence. I thank you for the sun. I thank you for the sidewalk. I thank you for the lines in the street that are able to keep cars away from each other so we don't have accidents. Like literally, I have a mic on a spoon. Yes, because honey, it was giving me an issue. And it was trying to flash like, and I got two mics for each thing. And I was like, we're just going to turn them all on and we're going to find a solution and call it a day. Sometimes the best gift is sacred silence. Yes, 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 yes. I love that reframe, Shantae. Thank you. Yes, sacred silence is the best gift because you remove the distraction away from someone else turning to the God within themselves. Sometimes you have to remove yourselves from people's lives because you are distracting them away from the God within themselves. Okay? Yes. Is there anyone who can give me study Bibles, please? I'm not sure what that means. But I know you can check on Amazon. Yes, God. I have what Bible I got? Where's my Bible? Thank you for bringing that up. I got the Bible that actually outlines, is it upstairs? Nope, it's right here. I got the Bible that I wanted the red letter Bible. Pull this out. The one that actually highlights Jesus's words. Because I wanted to study exactly what Jesus be talking about. Okay. I'm trying to see what that be like. And what I noticed is that if you study Jesus, Jesus is giving us the blueprint for our own consciousness for how we can be. Jesus understands, right, that I can feed thousands of people with 2 loaves and 2 fish and 5 loaves. Why is my light turning off? Okay. Jesus teaches us to speak those things as not as if they were. Jesus teaches us to command the mountain to move. Jesus teaches us that I and my Father are one. Okay. Jesus is not to be put and idolized. Jesus is to be used as inspiration to understand that we are one with our God. We are co-creating with God, just like Jesus was, through the Holy Spirit, through the breath of life that moves within us. Yes, say it until you see it. And yes, for continuing to like the live. Yes, God. All right. So understanding that there is a process when we begin to shift our identity. All right. We might not see everything change right away. Sometimes we might. Sometimes we might see rapid, drastic changes. I've had that experience as well. But it's just being okay with what is. Shifting yourself from needing your external circumstances to mean something about you. They don't mean nothing. They mean nothing. They are malleable. They are changeable. They can shift on a dime. So being willing to accept that, whatever is happening in my life is a temporary circumstance. So I'm not going to get attached to it because whether it's really, really, really great or it's really, really, really bad, it's temporary. So I'm not going to find my identity in my circumstance. I'm going to find my identity in the God that lives within me. Knowing that I am already one with God. I am already happy. I am already healthy. I am already valuable. I am already worthy. I am already whole. I don't need an amount of money. I don't need a relationship. I don't need anything else for those things to be true. Now, am I open to those things to be a part of my experience? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm open to all of the goodness and all of the grace that God has for me through my experience, but I'm not going to allow my circumstances to define me. Okay. That's the difference that's the difference between living in mediocrity and then understanding that there's nothing mediocre about you. There's nothing mediocre about you. But when you limit yourself, when you speak to yourself poorly, when you don't forgive yourself, when you don't forgive others, you are limiting the God that lives within you. Okay. So there's 5 phases of identity shifting. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was able to get my product last weekend that I had forgotten about. And then I saw it in my closet and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. We Dodd is the brand that I use for my curls and I love it. But so there's 5 phases. And so what I want to talk about in the masterclass next Sunday is the right place and right time. I'm going to go into those phases and I'm going to share how first of all, New Year being January 1st, that is not the time for us to be trying to spring into action. It's not. It's hibernation time. Okay. We are one with nature, so we need to look to nature to give us clues about how we should be being and the things that we should be expecting from ourselves. So this time of year right now, February wrapping up, the new year is not starting until the spring equinox, right? So this is what I'm going to be going over in the masterclass, because people get frustrated because they're trying to move forward, they're trying to jump forward, and this is not the time for that. This is the time to be resting. This is the time to be allowing divine downloads to come. This is the time to be receiving. This is the time to be restoring. This is the time to be, being patient with ourselves, allowing ourselves to be strengthened, nourishing ourselves. Okay. This is the stabilization time. All right. Early spring is when we start to wake up. Okay. That all you got to do is look at nature, y'all. All we got to do is look at nature. Okay. What is nature doing right now? It's dead outside. Look at the trees. Okay. 111 on the West Coast. Yes, God. Yes, God. Look at the trees. The trees will tell you what phase you are supposed to be in with your energy. Okay. When the trees are barren, when there's no fruit, right? It's not a time to be trying to do. Okay. It is a time to be allowing what has fallen away, allowing yourself to process that. Okay. Winter is a time of allowing what is no longer serving us to shed. And sometimes that's inside of us. What perspectives do I have that need to fall away? Okay. What beliefs do I have? What habits do I have that need to fall away? All right. What connections do I have that are best served away from me? All right. It's 80 degrees in LA and it's messing up my hibernation. Yeah. So if you're somewhere where it's always warm and sunny, just look to what the 4 seasons would be. All right. So early spring, right, is when clarity starts to return. We start getting very clear about direction. Okay. Right now is a very kind of contracted, closed off, hibernating space. Once it starts to thaw out and the sun and the temperatures start to rise, now we're seeing new life outside, right? We're seeing the leaves start to return. We're seeing the flowers budding. We're seeing, different things start to movement is happening, right? Movement begins to happen. And so that is what our energy is as well, right? So then that's the orientation phase. And then so mid-spring is the embodiment, right? And so all of these things I'm going to be talking about in correlation to shifting our identity. Okay, because it's very important to be clear about our expectations. Yes, we begin to bloom. Exactly. Spring is a blooming time. All right. And being gentle with the bloom, not forcing the bloom, allowing the bloom to happen, creating the right circumstances and the right environment for the bloom. Right? We want to make sure that we're having enough sunlight, that we are nourishing ourselves, that we are getting enough water. Okay, so being clear with where we are in the process of shifting our identity. Again, we would love to have you inside the Quantum Prayer Circle. We would also love to have you in Bali. We're doing an identity recalibration retreat, which is where we're going to be actually doing this in person in a new environment completely. Different air, different energy, different everything. Okay. So that we can really embody and it can be a permanent change. I'm looking forward to that, to the transformations and shifts that will be happening on that retreat. Yes, God. If you're interested in that, you only need a 25% deposit. Go ahead and take that tax return and put it on yourself instead of external things. Okay. Be willing to invest in yourself. This is another thing, right? We have to be willing to invest in ourselves. That's what I do in January, fasting and praying and healing, God, getting clarity. Yes, Letitia. Yes, 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 yes. Allowing ourselves to get clear, allowing ourselves to be grounded, allowing ourselves to receive. Okay. And then so in late spring, that's when the expression starts, because we're starting to orient, we're starting to embody, now we're starting to express. And then the last phase is sustainability. So those are the phases of identity shifting. Would love to have you on the masterclass next Sunday, 2/22. It will be happening at 4 p.m. If you're a part of the prayer circle, which again is the investment of $44 a month, you will have access to that with no additional investment. Okay. So I would join the prayer circle if I were you, because you're going to get so much more than just that masterclass. We do group assumption sessions, which are highly transformative. We wake up to daily affirmative prayers every day. And I am so grateful and happy that now I was initially the one, providing the daily prayers, but now we have members who are responding to my prayers with their own prayers. So we're getting prayers on prayers on prayers on prayers. I mean, we are saturating our consciousness first thing in the morning with this amazing mindset, y'all. It's amazing. Inside the community, we do a daily check-in every single day at noon Eastern Standard. And we come together and we talk about our gratitude. We share our insights. It's amazing how in tune and synchronized we have all been. Okay. I love this. Thank you. Yes, God. And thank you for continuing. Yes, TikTok. Y'all done got me. Yes, Evelyn. Evelyn's got me up to 12.3K. Millionaire Meg page is up to 6.8. I can't see the count on Instagram, but I see y'all tapping and liking the live too and engaging. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the point is that we are done with mediocrity. We are done with settling. We are done with feeling constantly disappointed because our circumstances are not matching what we know inside of our heart. Because I don't care what nobody says. Everybody deep down inside knows what the vision for their life is. They've just allowed their ego and their mind to talk them out of it because they think it's too late. They think they're not qualified. They think they don't know how it's going to happen. And that's the trick of the enemy, the trick of the devil, to tell you that you can't do it because you don't know how it's going to happen. Your only responsibility is to be open to what and stop minding God's business. Let God give you the resources. Let God make the connections for you. Let God reveal to you the how. Okay? Because the problem is we live in mediocrity sometimes because we don't know how, and so we want to give up. But I'm here to tell you this whole entire brand was started on just being clear about the what. God, I just want to help the world. I just want to be a vessel. I just want to be a channel. I don't know how it's supposed to happen. I know how it's happened before. I know how I think it should happen. I know how I want it to happen. But even within that, I am going to be flexible and I am going to be open and I am going to be surrendered to not needing to have to control everything. Okay, I'm going to be open to your will, not mine, God, because I know and trust that whatever my desires that are in my heart, they already came from you. I don't have to worry about, well, is God's will the same as my will? Yes. Yes, it is. God already knows the desires of our heart, just like Shantae said inside of our 12 o'clock call today. God is closer to us than the breath that we breathe. Okay, than the hairs on our head. What does it say in the Bible? If God has a keep and count on the sparrows, what makes you think God is doesn't know what you need, baby girl? Okay, manifesting becomes effortless once you begin to love yourself and believe that you already have what it is that you desire. Yes, yes, because you get to have it now. You get to use your imagination now. You get to allow your imagination to conceive and be aware of the circumstances that you desire. Okay, let that be enough. All you need is to be able to conceive of what you desire, a willingness to be of service, and an openness to not be in control. And I promise you, God will take that will and you will be wondered and amazed at the beautiful miracles, the beautiful abundance, the beautiful prosperity, the beautiful love and connections that will work through your lives. Okay, God is closer to us than our breath. Deep. Yes. Because God gave us our breath. And that's the thing. Again, society teaches us, capitalism teaches us, we have to earn it. Well, I can't do it because I don't have a good camera. Well, I can't do it because I'm overweight. Well, I can't do it because I'm this many years old. Well, I can't do it because such and such betrayed me. And, if they would just be able to get the children sometimes, then I'd have the time to do it. No, stop making your life and your mediocrity dependent on someone else, on some circumstance to be a certain way. Don't do that. Don't limit God like that. If God placed a desire in your heart, God knows. Exactly. So we don't need to be concerned. Again, check yourself and ask yourself, why do I need to be in control? And I'm going to give you the answer right now. It's fear. You're afraid. You're scared. You're afraid that you're going to fail. You're afraid that you're not going to be good enough. You're afraid of what people thinks about you. You can't give a fuck about any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. I promise you it doesn't matter. I promise you it doesn't matter. People are out here killing themselves, trying to get a degree, trying to do this, trying to do that, just so they can make more money. Stop worrying about the ways in which you need to make more money. Start worrying about the ways in which you can be of better service to first yourself and then to others. How can I love myself more? How can I respect myself more? How can I appreciate myself more? What are the things that I am doing that are against loving, appreciating, and respecting myself? Let me have the courage to let those things go. Because once I can have the courage to love, appreciate, and respect myself more, the world will start mirroring that back to me. I will start magnetizing people who love, appreciate, and honor me more. Yes, God. Yes, Evelyn, thank you for liking the live. So again, I invite everyone into the community. We would love to have you. Our gift to God, see, because we're looking to receive, receive, receive. We need to be looking to give, 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 give. Okay? Because the less we need, the more we receive. The more we need, the less we receive. Okay? He who has will be given more. He who does not have, even what they do have, will be taken from them. Okay? So we need to understand that our gift to God is what we are doing with our awareness. And I don't know about y'all, but I want God to be pleased with me. I want God to be pleased with my life. I want to be able to look back over my life and say, you know what? I did a good thing. I was of service to the world. I was able to contribute to the world. Okay? And so in order to be able to say that, you have to let go of mediocrity. You have to let go of, well, I'm good where I'm at. I'm fine. As long as I got this, this, and that, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. As long as I'm this, at least I'm not that. If you got to start anything with at least I'm not, it's mediocre. Stop. Expand your vision. Expand your surrender. Expand your willingness to be open for the divine idea that God has that wants to express itself as your life. Okay? Be willing to invest in yourself. Be willing to tithe to the places that are spiritually feeding you. Be willing to invest your money in becoming a better person, not just on the outside, but the inside. Instead of trying to get dressed up and get your hair done every 2 weeks and get your nails done every 2 weeks and, you know what I'm saying, do all these things for your outer, how about being that disciplined and being that committed to your inner development, to your spiritual development? Don't be willing to invest on all the external stuff, but then you're not willing to do anything else unless it's free. And sometimes it's not even about money. Like I said, sometimes it's taking the time. Your time is your most valuable currency, even more so than money. Take your time. Begin using your time wisely. Okay? Begin using your time to move your body, to nourish yourself, to meditate, to get still and quiet, to be still and know, to make sure that you're taking away distractions, taking in content that is feeding you, feeding your consciousness, not just making you feel like you're not good enough, not just making you feel like you're too old, not just making you feel like whatever it's making you feel like. Okay? Gone are the days where we are putting our worthiness and our wholeness and our enoughness in external things. All of those things are inside jobs. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what kind of partner you have and how much, like, all of those things are still external. Okay. Now of course we want those experiences. Those experiences are wonderful. Those experiences can be blessings from God, but it's always it's always quality over quantity. Okay. I'm open to a partner, but the partner has to be of quality. I'm not just so desperate to have a partner that I'm going to put up with a whole bunch of nonsense. Like Lisa said today, okay? Sometimes you got to kiss a few toads, and some toads are really good kissers. But guess what? The toad does not belong in my life, distracting me away from being a vessel and a channel for God's love and light. Okay? So being clear about what it is that I desire. Not letting yourself be limited because you don't know how that desire can come to pass. Okay? Does anyone have any questions, any feedback, anything before I hop off of here? I'm so grateful. Yes, TikTok 16.9K likes. Evelyn, you are the GOAT, girl. Yes, God. Sorry. If you're interested in the community, if you're interested in Bali, if you're interested in the workshop, go tap the link in my bio. All the information is there. On Facebook, go ahead. There's a link go on my page, click the link, and all of my offerings are there as well. Okay. We should not settle for less than God's best. Exactly. Exactly. And don't allow yourself to settle because you don't know how anything else could be possible. Be willing to surrender. Be willing to have discipline with your attention and your awareness. Be willing to have discipline with your habits. Be willing to have discipline with the way that you view yourself. Again, this is what we do inside the Quantum Prayer Circle. We are training ourselves, just like you go to the gym and you train yourself and you eat healthy and you go through the process. You may not see the results right away, but I promise you, after a couple weeks, after 2 months, after 3 months, you're going to see a completely different person. It's the same thing with your mind, because we're not just concerned about our external body, we're concerned about our inner emotional state. We want to be stable with peace, regardless of the storms that life brings. We want to be stable in our gratitude, regardless of what we wish was different. What place or space helps you connect with your highest self? The space of neutrality, the space of I'm good either way, the space of I can take it or leave it, the space of I don't need anything because I already have everything within me because I'm already one with God. So I am only good, very good, and there is no ungood in me. Cats. Now, I'm not sure if you're asking about a physical space, but to me, the space is within you. I don't care if you're sitting in a jail cell. I don't care if you're sitting in a homeless shelter. I don't care where you're sitting. There is always a space within you that is your safe haven. Okay, that is where the balm in Gilead is. And the more that you can become, the more that stable and grounded you can become in returning to that space, the more you will see that projected out into your life. I quit my job and totally exhausted me. I quit my job that totally exhausted me, and I'm not looking for my next opportunity from urgency, even when fear tries to take over. Yes, yes, Evelyn. And that is neutrality. Neutrality is the sweet spot. Neutrality is the energy of solution. Okay. Divine solutions are on their way to you. Continue to affirm that, continue to believe that, continue to be still and know that. I was asking about physical, but that's a better answer. Yeah, physical, I would say, I mean, you should be having a safe space, right? Like, I love to be outside in nature. I love to be in my home. I love to be around people who have a similar mindset, who love themselves. Because when you spend time around people who don't love themselves, you will subconsciously begin to question your own self. And so this is also why it's very important to make sure that your place is safe. Make sure that you're honoring, respecting the place that you dwell in. Do your dishes, fold your laundry, sweep your floor, keep things in order. Everything should have a place. All right? Because when you can be a good steward over the things that you have, you will be able to see an increase. We can't be asking for more. We can't be asking for a bigger house, and the one we're in right now is a hot ass mess. You want more space to be a hot ass mess in? No. Yes, God. Yes, 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 God. All right, y'all. What time is it? It's 4:29. So if you're interested, like I said, in you know where all to find all my stuff. If you're interested in rewatching this live, it will live on my Instagram page. My Instagram handle is Yes God Wellness. My TikTok handle is Millionaire Meg, the Yes Godcast. I also have a YouTube channel called Yes God Wellness, where you will see all the replays. Okay. I do also offer one-on-one sessions. I also offer coaching containers. Grateful for this live. Thank you, Shantae. I'm grateful that you spent some time with me today. We spent some more time together because our 12 o'clock call was lit. I got super vulnerable on our call. I started crying because I recognized what God was showing me through others. And so it's just a beautiful way to live. I'm excited to wake up every day. And be careful when you ask for abundance, because there's going to be so much abundance on your plate. I'm finding that the more and more I'm opening myself to be a channel, the more and more important it is for me to be organized, not just with my space, but with my time, which means I got to get up earlier. I got to make sure that I'm going to bed on time. I have to plan things in advance because she's booked and busy, y'all. She got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects, a lot of opportunities, a lot of new clients, lots and lots and lots of amazing things happening. Okay. And I attribute it all to asking God what good could be done through me. How can I be the best channel that I can be? I'm not worried about what I'm receiving. I'm not worried about necessarily myself as much as I'm worried about being a channel for others. Because in the process of opening myself up to be a channel for others, I become a natural benefactor of God's love and light. Okay. So stop being selfish. Stop only focusing on yourself. Stop only focusing on money. Stop only focusing on materials. Ask God how you can be a better channel of service to the world. And that will open up a whole new consciousness for you, a whole new world of infinite possibilities. Stop thinking you don't have to take a first step until you know the second step. You need to be willing to walk in the direction without knowing. Stop minding God's business. Ask me how I know. I know because I've done it for a long time. I did it for a long time. And yes, you can get somewhere like that, but it's the inner state that wasn't right. Okay. Even with a lot of material, I still wasn't satisfied. I still didn't feel truly worthy. I still didn't feel like I was truly enough. I still felt like I had to earn things. Okay. And that's what people pleasing comes from: feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you have to earn, feeling like you need other people to validate you. It is so freeing and liberating to understand that you don't need anyone to give you anything, because you have already given it to yourself. And once you give it to yourself and you don't need other people to give it to you, other people start chomping at the bit to give it to you. It's very counterintuitive. Spirituality is very, very counterintuitive because it goes against everything that capitalism has taught us. Hi, Lisa. So enjoyed our live today in the Quantum Prayer Circle. It was everything. It was everything. Lisa, I'm so grateful for you being in here, sharing your love, sharing your wisdom. You made me laugh with the toad comment, with the frog comment. It was really, really funny. And I'm loving being a part of this community. I'm loving being a channel. I'm loving being a vessel. I'm loving allowing myself to relax and not have to be in control anymore. Trying to be control of your life all the time is exhausting. Y'all don't get exhausted? I get exhausted. It's exhausting. I don't want to do it. I'm over it. I'd rather be exhausted because I have so many opportunities and so many blessings and so many people that I have to serve. That kind of exhaustion I want. The exhaustion of trying to figure it out and trying to be controlled, and I'm good. I'm good on that. I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm straight. So I'm going to bless everyone. Thank you so much for spending a few moments here with me today, whether you're watching this now or whether you're watching this later. I trust that you are going to open and surrender yourself to God's divine will for your life. I'm looking for a bright colored hoodie. A bright colored hoodie. Okay, so let me know, because I really only do have kind of darker colors. I think it's just because of the season. I have olive green, I have navy blue, and I have black. But let me know, cats. You can send me a message on which one you're interested in. I trust and I know that we are all going to have miraculous divine revelations, divine downloads as we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities, as we surrender our ego, as we command our ego to be in service to God and not trying to lead God and not limiting God, as we continue to express gratitude for what is, while we also express gratitude for what is to come. And as we just continue to understand that we are vessels for love and light, that we are good, very good, and no ungood in us, our experiences don't mean anything about where we've been. Okay. There is a right time, a right place, and a right pace for everything. So accepting where you are now, being okay and good with where you are now, opens up the door for more to come to you. It releases the resistance away from the desperation and neediness that pushes what we want away from us. Okay. We are loving ourselves. We are respecting ourselves. We are honoring ourselves, and we are making that a standard so that no one gets to come along and treat us any way other than that. Yes, God. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me this Sunday. I trust that you are going to, oh, you want to end on me. Sorry, my TikTok live is trying to end. All right. So that looks like I'm right about the hour mark. So, yes, God. I see people coming in and out. People already shared where they were at, but if you want to share, you can continue to share. Something is telling me to kind of leave the live open for a couple more moments. So I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to ask why. I don't know why. But maybe someone has a question. Maybe someone has a clarification they want. Maybe someone, I don't know. I'm excited about my DJ lesson happening this week with DJ Ease. Super excited about that. Grateful that we had a beautiful Valentine's Day party yesterday, finishing out an amazing week with my children, and that they know that they are loved, they are safe, they are appreciated, they are valued. Grateful that I get to share this good news with them at such a young age so that they can be still and know that they don't need to search and seek for circumstances to tell them who they are. God already told us all who we were. It's just incumbent upon us to remember it. I'm going to turn this up because it's my jam. Yes, Evelyn! Of course I still care when it's shared. This is Dat Sun, by the way. Amazing. I'm currently decluttering a space I've been avoiding, and you nailed it. I had to accept that my space was cluttered before I could even face it. Yes, 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 yes. Acceptance. Yes, I'm so glad. Acceptance, and be willing to, again, like, be willing to accept things and not feel like they mean something about you. It's okay that your space is cluttered, was cluttered. It's okay that your space was cluttered. It's okay that your house may not have been deep cleaned in a year or two. It's okay. But in order for us to start to shift, we have to accept and be aware of it and not allow ourselves to settle in that mediocrity. Much love. Happy Sunday. Happiest looks good on you. Yes, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Tinny. I think that's how you say your name, Tinny Aquino, for your comment about clutter. It's so important because sometimes, shifting happens with our environment too, right? Yes, it starts inside, but sometimes we need an external push. Sometimes we need to get out and take a walk. Sometimes we need to clean up. Sometimes we need to put things away and organize. Sometimes that gives us the boost of energy that we need. Yes, God, 23.k likes, Evelyn. All right, y'all. I love everyone so much. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you inside the community. I hope to see you at the masterclass on the phases of identity shifting next week. I hope to see you in Bali. I hope to see you thriving, winning, loving, laughing, being grateful, being happy, being at peace, no matter what. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye bye.